Gary Blancha, and to the panelists. I am Miss Girlie Estores, a secondary science teacher at San Andres National High School. I'll be presenting my research proposal entitled Effectiveness of Video Supplemented Modular Instruction in Science among Grade 7 students. Unfold the arrival of COVID-19 has resulted in the emergence of a fast modification within the nation, not solely in its stability in the economy. However, additionally within the system of education. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte suspended face-to-face categories in adherence to the consultative of the Department of Health that the Philippines are going to be put into its community quarantine. With that, the Department of Education will have to shift and draft a practical learning platform while not compromising its objective to deliver continuous and quality learning among its students and nevertheless promotes health awareness. For the continuity of education and for each faculty to still achieve its mission and vision, that is to supply quality education to each Filipino learner. The Department of Education decided to bring education to the comfort of their homes by constantly developing new learning modalities and a rapid transition from traditional to new normal within the teaching learning method. The DepEd offered three learning modalities: blended, distance, and homeschooling. The distance learning approach is chosen by the DepEd Region 4B Memorapa Division of Romblon. Diego claims that distance learning refers to teaching learning method in which students and teachers are geographically separated during teaching learning process. With distance learning modality types including modular distance, online distance, and TV radio-based instruction. San Andres National High School, one of the top-class mega secondary school, conducted online and home survey to the Korean parents learning modality preferences for their child's education. The research shows that the majority of the parents preferred modular distance learning modalities over other modalities. Despite many challenges, parents and students continue to find modular distance learning to be more reasonable, flexible, and convenient in our current situation. Distance learning is most suitable for self-directed learners who are supervised on a regular basis by their parents or guardians. The challenge will be dealing with learners who are incapable of self-directed learning. Some parents stated that some topics in the modules are difficult for them and they are unable to assist and guide their child in answering learning activities. As a result, DepEd uses learning modules converted to video lessons for TV-based instruction. A student survey was used to measure the effectiveness of video lectures, and it was proposed that video are effective when used to develop information literacy. Students' creativity and cooperation are boosted by video-based materials. Teachers will implement intervention to fill the gaps between the teaching and learning processes in this new normal setup in accordance with the DepEd Memorandum number 041/2021. With that, the researcher is persuaded to conduct an intervention in science using the video supplemented modular instruction to assist student learning academic performance and achievement in science of the grade 7 special science class at San Andres National High School. In addition, to see if the video supplemented modular instruction is more effective than the plain modular instruction. According to Campbell, internal and external validity of experimental designs are influenced by the number of elements. Internal validity is determined by the 8 main factors: history, maturation, testing, instrumentation, statistical regression, differential selection, experimental mortality, and selection, maturation, and reaction. In this study, the pre-test post-test equivalent group proved to be the most successful. Mayors, cognitive theory of multimedia learning is an important framework for understanding the processes involved and how visual helps in their learning. It also includes rules of how visual, verbal, and text-based context should interact in video, as well as some essential concepts of good video design. Independent variables is used to determine the effectiveness of video-supplemented modular instruction in science among grade 7 students of San Andres National High School. The independent variables include video supplemental modular instruction and the plain modular instruction. The pre-test and post-test used to assess the students' academic achievement in science are the studies-dependent variables. Multiple studies have shown that video specifically can be a highly effective educational tool. The study conducted to determine the effectiveness of video-supplemented modular instruction in science among grade 7 students of San Andres National High School. Specifically, the study intends to answer the following questions in particular. What is the pre-test mean score of achievement test in science of students exposed in video-supplemented modular instruction and plain modular instruction? What is the post-test mean scores in achievement test in science of students exposed in video-supplemented modular instruction and the plain modular instruction? Are the mean scores of achievement test in science of students exposed in the video-supplemented modular instruction significantly higher than the plain modular instruction? Based on the aforementioned problems, the following hypothesis of the study will be considered. The post-test mean score in achievement test in science of students exposed in video-supplemented modular instruction significantly higher compared to those in plain modular instruction. This study will serve as an important input to the Department of Education Division of Libo-on to determine the effective distance learning modalities they need to utilize. Science teachers in San Andres National High School to find out the flexible learning approach, intervention, or solution to promote quality education in students in the new normal setup of education. It is also improved students' engagement that acts as a boost for achieving and supporting students, parents, and teachers who are struggling with this new normal or learning mode. It is also hoped that study will serve as a resource for other academic interested in conducting similar studies in the future. The study is to determine the effectiveness of video-supplemented modular instruction in science among the grade 7 special science class in terms of its academic performance. 40 students were taken as a sample of the study. The student samples were divided into two groups, the control group and the experimental group. This study will be conducted from February 2022 to April 2022, the third quarter of the school year 2021-2022 in San Andres National High School, San Andres, Romblon. The usage of modules promotes self-directed learning according to NARDO 2017. Students' self-study and learning skills improve when they use modules for learning. Video-based learning has long been utilized as an educational tool to supplement classroom instruction, with the first example dating back to World War II. Greenberg, 2012, believed that combining video and text is a good idea because video may use for more than only demonstrating dynamic processes. According to 2010 results, 60% of people believe that video content fosters discussion. 66% believe that video motivates students. The study will use non-equivalent pre-test and post-test, a quasi-experimental design. A control group and an experimental group were given different treatments: the video supplemented modular instruction and the plain modular instruction, but the same lesson material. In the same group, a pretest was conducted to determine the students' prior knowledge, then intervention, and finally post-test to find out the students' learning outcome. When random assignment is problematic or impossible in the field, quasi-experiments are the most likely option. They are often conducted pre-test and post-test to evaluate the efficacy of the intervention. In a non-equivalent group design, the researchers select existing groups that appear to be comparable, but only one is exposed in the intervention, according to Fitalvera 2016. The study will be conducted in the Grade 7 Special Science class at San Andres National High School, San Andres, Libo-on. The study will be conducted during the third quarter of the school year 2021-2022. The third quarter will be started in February 2022 to April 2022. Grade 7 Special Science class of San Andres National High School will be the sample of the study. The researcher uses non-equivalent design. 40 students were taken as a sample of the study. The student samples were divided into two groups. Experimental group using visual supplemented modular instruction and the control group using plain modular instruction. Each group will be comprised of 20 students. The study will use an equivalent design to find an experimental and a control group. Achievement test in science will be the instrument. This is a 20-item test which will be run for content and construct validation of the 3 master teachers in the field of science. After validation, this will be pilot tested among 80 students who have already undergone the subjects or topics for reliability testing and internal consistency using Cronbach's Alpha. To analyze the data collected in the study, the following statistical methods will be used: mean, standard deviation, and the one-way ANCOVA test using SPSS. That's end my presentation. Thank you for watching and God bless you all.